money belongs to her.
Right.
While I don't have any access to her money. So that doesn't make her better than me or me better than her, it makes us different.
Right. Hello guys, I was able to grab Mohammed here for a quick chat. So thanks for watching. So I'm going to ask him some questions, and again I will put his Instagram link in comments and on my link on top there, and if you have any questions you can get back to him and he can explain to you directly. If you're also in Dubai and you want to tour, he provides one of the best tours here. He explains a lot of things that may sound taboo or are taboo where you live, so this is a chance for me to think of some of these questions and have a straight conversation about this. So nice to meet you today, Mohammed.
Thank you so much, it's my pleasure.
All right, so first question, let me ask you this. Are Muslims allowed to drink? It's a common thing. Alcohol, yes.
No, as per Islam, we are not allowed to drink alcohol because it makes you unconscious, it makes you not thinking in the proper way, in the rational way. At the beginning of Islam, it was allowed to drink alcohol, and it's mentioned in our holy book, the Quran, that you can drink alcohol but keep enough time between praying and drinking. Then later on as well, it's mentioned in the Quran that you should not drink alcohol anymore because it damages your body. So at the beginning of Islam and before Islam, there was no restriction against alcohol, but then it forbade it step by step so that people don't panic about it.
Okay.
At the moment and after Islam, as per religion, we are not allowed to drink alcohol because it damages the body, it damages the brain, and being conscious is a blessing, we believe as Muslims.
Okay, sounds good. And you are allowed, from the Quran to have more than one wife?
Yes, in special cases. And Islam has limited this. People have misconceptions that Islam started this. Islam regulated this. At the beginning of Islam and before Islam, there was no limit to how many wives you could have. There are some examples mentioned in the Old Testament of David the king had 13 wives, Solomon the king 700 wives. So Islam said no, maximum 4 wives, and as per the Quran said you should have one wife.
One wife, okay.
But in case of war, for example, more men will die than women, and in some societies by nature we have more women than men. Most of the Arab countries, most of the Muslim countries, you have way more women than men. What are the women supposed to do?
Right.
So the options are single or mistress or a second wife. And since we have divorce in Islam, the women are not forced to accept this.
Okay.
So if I have one wife and we're not getting along, I can have a second wife. She can choose to stay or divorce me.
Right.
The other wife that I'm proposing to can accept or divorce me. So none of them is forced to accept to be a second wife. But some ladies, when they age in Arabia, they will find it a better solution.
Right.
So when a girl here 35 or 40, and she didn't get proposals because we have shortage of men.
Right.
Her options are single, mistress, or second wife.
So what do you say, because I can hear it already from people who say, well, if you can have multiple wives, why can a woman have multiple husbands?
It will make the problem worse in the first place. Based on the ratio that you have more women than men, this will make the problem worse.
Right.
And as per nature, it cannot work. As a man, when I have 2 wives or 3 wives or 4 wives maximum, I have to treat them equally. And if the 4 women get pregnant, we know who the father, who the mother is.
Right.
One father, one mother. Let's say one woman has 4 husbands and she gets pregnant. Who is the father? Who is the father? And let's imagine each man of each husband wants to have 4 children with her or 5 children. She isn't going to be able to have 20 children.
Right.
And every time she gets pregnant, how does she know who the father is? And let's say she knows nowadays by doing DNA that who the father is. How does she guarantee that it is not always the same guy?
Yes.
Who is the father of the 20 children?
Right.
And as a man, if I can afford this financially and physically to have sex always with 4 women, how can a woman afford having sex daily with 4 men, given that she might be pregnant, or she might deliver, or she might have in the period?
Right.
It will not work for her.
That's true. Oh wow, interesting. Now how about the other thing I was curious about is marrying a woman who is not from your culture, and in Islam, are women equal to men?
Women are different from men. A woman and a man cannot be equal no matter how hard you try. As a man, it doesn't matter how strong you are, you cannot get pregnant.
Right.
You cannot have the period, you cannot feed your children milk. So that doesn't mean the woman is better than you, that doesn't mean you are better than the woman, it means you are different creation.
Right.
Men and women think in a different way. Women in Islam have different rights from men. As a man, I must share my money with my wife. I have to take care of her financially. In Islam, I have to pay her the dowry. That means she has privileges more than me. When I die, my son and my son will inherit 2 times more than my daughter, which will reflect the idea that the man has more rights, but that is not true, because my son has to spend on the whole family from his money, while my daughter gets to keep all the money for herself.
Right.
So women and men in Islam are different, not equal, no one is better than the other.
Right.
Everyone has his area, his role to play in the family. As a man, I must spend on my wife. My money belongs to her.
Right.
While I don't have any access to her money. So that doesn't make her better than me or me better than her, it makes us different.
Right.
That's all.
Wow. And how does the UAE deals with homosexuality?
Homosexuality is kind of a gray zone between a man and a man, or a woman and a woman. No one is allowed to show their feelings in public.
Right.
So if you are a homo, keep it yourself, nothing is going to happen.
Right.
Same thing with a man and a woman. If you are a couple, a man and a woman, keep it yourself. You don't have to demonstrate this. This has to do with our culture as Arabs. I don't like to kiss my wife or to touch her in public. That's disrespectful in our culture.
Right.
So I expect also the same from homos. When they are a man and a man, hold their hands in the street, no one will tell you anything. A man and a man, or a woman and a man. But kissing a man and a man, or kissing a man and a woman, we feel uncomfortable about this.
Right.
So there is nothing illegal about it, as long as you keep the right limits.
Right.
Between a man and a man, or a man and a woman.
Okay.
So as long as you respect the culture.
Interesting. So for someone who's never been here before, what are, maybe 5 things that you would like people to know? Good things and maybe bad things we can mix, whichever it is, about Dubai and Islam in general.
Don't listen to the media. Get your information based on reading, and the best way is to interact with the people. You have to hear both sides of the story. That's about Islam. Islam is based in Christianity and in Judaism. Anything that we have in our religion is taken from Judaism and Christianity, since the 3 of them are Abrahamic religions, and this is why I can marry a Christian girl or a Jewish girl, because we have so much in common. Dubai is a place where you can live, whether you are a Muslim, a Christian, a Jewish, atheist, a homo, doesn't matter. You are accepted here as you are, as long as you don't infringe on the others' freedom and space. And once you are in Dubai, come in touch with me, I'll tell you more.
Outstanding. So guys, Mohammed is also single. So ladies, hey, this is a guy, and don't hide because you say you're Jewish or Christian. It doesn't matter. He can marry whoever, and he can have all of you guys. So hit him up. I'm gonna put his Instagram at the bottom there. So thank you so much for this interview, Mohammed.
My pleasure.
And we stay in contact.